let's move on to another critical area, collaborative review and approval. In supply chain and logistics, you often deal with sensitive or process-heavy documents like SOPs, compliance protocols, or vendor manuals that require inputs from multiple stakeholders. And here's a scenario related to that. So let's say you're drafting a document called Supply Chain and Logistic Compliance to outline SOPs and regulatory requirements. Now, this document needs feedback from multiple teams like operations, compliance, warehouse, and maybe even from the legal team. So how goes through a formal review process before.
Okay, yes, as you mentioned, that's a common challenge, Jennifer. And even in our polls, we can see that many were struggling with collaborating and approving process. Well, with Zoho Writer, you'll be able to easily handle these kind of collaboration, and you'll be able to create or generate documents easily. So you can bring your team into a single document where everyone can add content, suggest edits, and leave comments all in real time. No more version chaos or email threads. And once it's ready, you can push these documents into a writer's built-in review and approval workflow. That way, nothing gets published or shared without proper validation and sign-off. So let me quickly show you a demo on how this works. So here is a supply chain and logistic compliance document that we have created at Writer. So as you can see, we have used various elements in this document like the cover page. We have used text boxes here and there in order to display the text according to our preference. And we have also added borders in order to have a decorative layout. And you can see that there are multiple columns available in the document as well. So using section breaks and multiple column layouts, we have added and created these documents. And here is a table of content where you can see the table of contents that is in the document. And also we have added some text boxes like compliance guide on the right panel. So we have added a text box and created it according to our preference. So this is how you can create a compliance document within Writer. But when we talk about collaboration, what you can do is you can share this document with multiple users in your team, and you'll be able to easily work on the document simultaneously. So let's just say there are multiple departments working on the same document. They can just split the areas according to their preference and then work on it. So using the live collaboration, you'll be able to work on the document with ease. And not only that, we also have comments available. So using the comments, you can add comment, and not only adding, you can also set who can view this comment as well. So based on your requirement, you can add the users and you'll be able to add a comment to them. And by adding the comment, and you can also mention the users as well in your comment so that they'll be getting a notification. And furthermore, if you'd like to send out the document out for final review or something, you can just enable this track changes option so that any changes made by the users will be tracked, so that by getting it the changes option, you can either choose to accept it or reject it based on your convenience. So now once this collaboration operation is completed, what you can do is you can go to assign workflow and send the document for a review, approval, or both combined review and approval workflow. So let me just go ahead and use review and approval workflow. And here I can add reviewers to the document. So I'm just adding myself and Jennifer in this document, and maybe add some note. And I'm going to set a due date and approvals due date as well. So now I'm checking the workflow blueprint. Just give me a moment. Yes, there is a network error in my end. Basically, what I can do is I can just go ahead and send a document for workflow, and what will happen is the document will become uneditable, so other users will not be able to edit. So they'll be able to only check the document. So the reviewer and the approver will be able to check the document, and then they'll be able to suggest changes, or they can also send the document for final review. So that's how the workflow works. So let me quickly show you that as well. I'm going to view the blueprint. So this is the blueprint. So this is the review and approval blueprint. So first it gets sent for review, and if the reviewer suggests any changes, then it's go back to the author again, and they can go ahead and resubmit it for review. So once the review process is completed, if they have made if the approver makes sure that there is some changes required, then it will be sent back again to the author so that they can resubmit it for review and then get into the approval process. So that's how the review and approval process works. So this is the blueprint. So now I'm just going to send out the review. So let me reload the document as the workflow is started. So now you can see that so the review is being requested, and now since I am the initial reviewer, I can just check out the document, and if there are any changes, I can add my comments inside the document. And once the comments are being added, I can just go ahead and use suggest changes option. So I'll just provide the required information. I have added the changes to the comments, and then click on submit, so that the document gets back to the author for again resubmission. So they can make the necessary changes and then go ahead and resubmit. So let's just consider I've made the changes. I'll just go ahead and resubmit it for review. Now it's been again resubmitted to the reviewer, and now the reviewer can get into it and check out the changes and complete the review process. So now once the review process is completed, it goes next to the approver. So now Jennifer is the approver, so she'll be receiving her document, and she can go ahead and approve the document or even suggest any changes if it is required. So now you can see that I'll not be able to make any changes to the document because Jennifer is the approver. So this is how review and approval process in workflows work. So using Writer, you can easily send out the document for a review and approval process. So you'll not be required to purchase any other tool just to perform this workflow.
Thank you, Gautam. That was really interesting to know how you can utilize workflows for a collaborative effort in creating SCM and logistic related documents.